Hi, Millie. How was your day? This is Mom Millie coming to greet me. Alright, we'll leave you alone. Okay, here's the other stray cat. And this one's the youngest. And this one is Tripper. He's about almost a year now. We're taking care of four stray cats here. Mama Millie and her two kittens. And then Tripper came after. Okay, Tripper. Here's early spring, so below the oleanders, here are volunteers, and I see a lot of zinnia seedlings here. So we might just let the volunteers come through for the summer. Okay, Tripper, you want some attention? Okay. We give you a little bit, okay? All right. A Tripper's a Siamese. Chip already started his garden, which is early spring garden. There's traffic right now on the hill. What you hear there is used to be a service road and now widened by the city, so it's a 2-lane road now going to the back at Walmart. So you'll hear the traffic there, but it's actually far further up. It's just amplified by a rock wall. And here you can see black-eyed Susans. These are actually volunteers in the same pot that they were seeded last spring. So we just let them come through, but they came through earlier compared to the ones from the ground. So these will be early black-eyed Susan blooms, and the seedlings are just coming through, so they'll probably bloom during late summer. So we'll have 2 crops of black-eyed Susan. And we have the stray cats just walking around. And that one there is Mama Millie. She was a feral, but we characterize her now as a stray because you can now hold her just for a little bit. You can touch her without a problem. And here, it's still Tripper here, liking attention. But these cats do come in and out, and we do let them in as well. During the evenings when they come, they just meow through the door, and they come in for wet food and dry food, and water is available for them 24/7 at the patio. And that one's a covered patio, and also it has their beds, and those beds are heated, and we'll probably disable them as soon as we hit higher levels of temperatures. And that's Tripper. He really likes attention. Now, somebody in the neighborhood has trapped him, and when he came back here, he had a TNR of the city. That means clipped ears. One ear, that is, and that's his left ear. And he has been neutered and also given shots by the city. One of them, for sure, is the rabies shot. Here's a closer look at Chip's container garden, and here he has planted some beans. I believe these are bush beans, and it's come through, and he had only one per bucket. I think there's 2 or more in the other buckets, and here's another one here, and it's grown really quickly because we are warmer now, about 85 degrees here in southern New Mexico, and we are in Las Cruces. Okay, here's Chip joining us, and the stray cats have come out. They don't really like to stay inside that long, just to sleep a little bit, get some wet food, and they'll come out again and play outside. They prefer the outside. There is one, the oldest of Millie's kittens that we named Mickey, who came back about 2 years ago. Somebody has had him for a while, but he came back because he probably got abandoned because he had a tumor in his stomach, and the vet fees on that one was expensive, about $700, and they probably abandoned him because of that reason. And he came back here And we took him to the vet, and that was taken care of, and he's due for his booster shot soon. I'm glad he came back though and joined Mama Millie and his sister, which is Brownie. And here's Brownie coming out. She has brown highlights, but she's also black. But she prefers to be outside, but does come inside for a little bit now and then. And they're pretty much free here to do what they want in the backyard, that is. But inside we do close the doors to the bedrooms and the office because we don't want them knocking off wires from there. But they're free to roam other places of the house, such as the bathrooms when they're open, also the living room and kitchen. They're fine. They don't do anything in the kitchen. They just eat and drink from the floor, so that's okay with us. But she's a beautiful cat, and she's probably about 2 years old now. Hey Brownie. Hey little girl. Hey little girl. You like to drink from that sprinkler there? Okay, we do have the sprinkler systems on now, and these cats do have water in the patio. We also have an automatic water dispenser there, but they like this one sprinkler that leaked just a little bit, and they like to drink from here. Maybe it's an adventure. So here's Brownie drinking from this, but she also drinks from the patio as well. And you can hear a lot of birds out there in the cypress trees and the pine tree. We don't feed the birds anymore because we don't want the cats to get them. They're way up there, and since this is springtime, they're now nesting up there. Here's the cypress trees, and there are birds nesting up there. And they're up away from the cats, so they're doing just fine. The cats don't catch that many birds, now and then maybe, but not a whole lot to feed them. But since we're feeding them, they're not really actively trying to catch them at all, which is good because we like birds too. The white oleanders are blooming much more earlier than the other oleanders, so it's good to see a bloom. Here you can see the white flowers coming through. Here's Chip in his container garden. He's just checking the status of his seeds in here, and some of the seeds were eaten by moths. I believe those are moths that ate them, but the 2 tomato plants that he decided to get from Home Depot this year needs to be tied up, so that we will be tying up. Okay, this particular bucket looks like it's spinach. We'll see what they are when they come out. Maybe you should put a bonnet on this one, Chip, so it doesn't get picked on by other things.
I think it's the roly-polies.
Roly-polies, okay. And here's a 2-year-old chive plant, and it has survived so many winters. It actually comes through, so you can put it in any dishes that you want, and it's actually trying to bloom off here now. I might have to pick it off, but the blooms are quite pretty. They're purple and pinks. So these type of chives to survive winters, so they're good to have around. Here's another bucket that Chip planted, and this looks like a bean plant in the middle, and then he's got, looks like a bunch of other spinach plants. You might have to take that bean off or put it someplace else, because these spinach will get crowded and get too much shade, and it's not going to prosper. Birds are a problem of many container gardeners, but they're afraid to come in here because of the cats. So the cats do have a purpose. I call them, they are cat patrol. It's good to have them if you don't want your garden to be eaten up by the birds. And here's another bean plant. Chip picking up some weeds out of the container garden. Hey, I see some of your buckets here are already degrading somewhat. Do you need any more buckets, or just okay with what you got?
I'm okay with what I have.
Okay, you're okay with what you see. Look at this cat right here. I told you it would be good for you to put the bucket on.
It's fine because the roly-polies take the top of the bean off.
Okay, because this is Mickey right here. Mickey, the oldest of Millie's 2 kittens. But the cats also like to sit in the soft buckets. I think they think the dirt is for them. It's cushion. So anyways, Chip said it's okay. He lets the cats sit in whatever vacant buckets there are. So, well, whatever. He's gonna grow cats this spring. Are you going to grow cats in your buckets this spring?
Yeah, I'm growing cats and beans.
Are you sure you're growing a container garden, or what did you say? Cats and beans is what you're growing?
Yeah, I'm growing beans and then cats. I just as soon grow cats. Cats are okay with me. They don't bother anything, and if they sit in the bucket, it's okay too. I just put it in another seed.
You're gonna have a raised bucket versus cats or whatever.
Raised bed, cat bucket.
Cat bucket.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I don't think Mickey's gonna abandon his bucket seat soon. Hey, that's a good name, bucket seat.
Yeah.
That's for cats.
Yeah, that's kind of how they got their name.
Oh boy, you'll need to put away your ladder over here. Sprinklers might get it, and you're gonna have rusted ladders.
Well, it's made out of aluminum.
Oh, aluminum, it doesn't rust?
No.
Okay, I see up there in the hill your catwalk is holding up.
Yeah, but
Does-
they don't use it.
From recycled one. I saw Mickey use it several times, Chip.
Really?
Yeah, he goes up there, up on the hill. I think that's where he uses for his bathrooms actually. He goes up in the hill. And there's cactus up there on the hill, of course. And here's another cat that's resting. That's Mama Millie over here. She likes the grass. We have 4 stray cats, 3 black cats, 2 are Mama Millie's kittens. This is Mama Millie right here. Of the 3 black cats, Mama Millie is the prettiest. And here's Mama Millie. Brownie is a tall girl. She's not filled out yet. And Mickey is her oldest male kitten. But he has the best personality. He sleeps mostly inside. What are you doing now?
Well, I'm looking at this bean that got bit off. I got a couple of them. And there's a roly-polies here. I think the roly-polies are eating these things.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Well, you can see them again or plant something else.
No, I just plant some more beans. I got bean seeds.
Okay.
Yeah. I planted so early in the season that it doesn't matter if I lose a few.
Okay. Okay, you have 2 nice beans here. Very nice.
Yeah, some beans are stronger than others.
And you got 2 other buckets there. Those are beans too. And I see a cat there having a great time doing a dust bath.
Yeah.
Before I let him in the house, I wipe them clean because I don't want them too dusty. But they debate themselves and roll around in the dust. Look at Tripper here just having a good time. They do like to keep us company when we're out here in the garden. The hollyhocks here survive the winter. They actually didn't die off during the winter time. And these are the pink ones. And they do very well here in the Southwest. Okay, tell me about your hollyhocks.
Hollyhocks are one of my favorites.
Are they?
They're so colorful.
They are beautiful, aren't they? This one is the pink one, and I see your red one is also blooming as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful too.
You like it?
I like them.
It's a beauty. We can just maybe directly even sow them in the ground. We'll section them up so that you don't hit it with your string trimmer.
I don't know if we should plant some more seeds or not.
Okay, well, you know, they're gonna get old. And this is a beauty, Chip. Take a look at how red these are.
Yeah.
Your hollyhocks, did you see it?
Yes, it is.
It's beautiful. It's so red. It's so red. I'm just really like, wow.
I think red's my favorite color.
Is it? Since it's red, beautiful color, we can see it directly underground and partition it off so that you can see better. How's that? That's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, beautiful bloom there. I love that. I could paint that, you know.
Yeah.
This is what Chip is planting, which is early girl. There's 2 buckets here, but we probably will end up with a lot of tomato volunteers as well, which are cherry tomatoes, and we'll put those in buckets as well. But this one now needs to be tied off. And Chip got this from Home Depot, and the seedlings weren't that expensive at all. It was on sale for $2.50 for about 10 inches high already, so they were good buys. These are the red oleanders at the side of the house, and this is the first one that have blooms in them. So here's some buds in here. Maybe a couple have opened up. Okay, this is a better shot of the oleander that is blooming better. More open buds here. This is a different kind of oleander. This is a tighter bloom that looks like roses. It's a beautiful bush. What are you doing now?
Oh, I'm just cutting off the old twine from last year. Getting ready for the new growth. Yep.
Today's a Tuesday, and the service road that used to be only 1 lane has 2 lanes now. Seems busier today than other days.
Yeah, very noisy.
But in the evenings, though, they quit. So after 6 o'clock, and that's the work hours, they quit. There's more people in this town now than ever before. How many now in your estimate, Chip? Is that doubled since we moved here?
I think it's 150,000.
From 50. When we first moved here, it was like 50, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And now it's like 150, tripled.
Yeah.
And we used to be in the outskirts of town. It used to be real quiet here. But now we are in town itself.
Well, I'm going to tie these tomatoes up.
Okay. Have fun with your tomatoes. You think you're going to have jumping tomatoes this year?
I hope so. I hope so.
Okay. Well, let me help you tie it up. Okay. So this year, cats and beans are what you're going to be growing, right?
Yep.
Well, they don't seem to bother hollyhocks, so you'll be okay. Cats, beans, and hollyhocks. Hi, Millie. Enjoying the afternoon? I guess so. Beautiful green eyes, Millie. That one there, Brownie. Okay. Just running around. What do you plan with that twine?
I'll tie it up the best I can. The best I know how. Which is not very good, I'm afraid.
Just do your best. It's kind of windy today, so it's good that you are going to tie it up, because you don't want that snapping on you. Well, you have some chard too. Maybe those are chard seedlings that I
think so.
photographed. We're just gonna grow 2 buckets, and I'm going to harvest them at a young age, because we don't really like the old leaves of the chard, because they're very tough to chew, and also they can get a little bitter.
Yeah. I think maybe I'll just bring it around.
Okay.
Change my mind how I'm going to do it.
All right. However you're going to do it. You know, the gasoline went up, but it's not really anything unmanageable because during the early years of Biden administration, it got that high too. But the California gasoline, I believe that's with the addition of taxes and transport, because they no longer have refineries in Los Angeles, that's in YouTube, they go as high as $8 a gallon. But for the average in the US, it's below $3.50.
Yeah. They closed up the refineries, all right.
Well, they have too much regulations over there, but they don't seem to understand that too many regulations is minus no gasoline, since the refineries couldn't operate anymore. So they're going to have to transport the refined gasoline for what? For much higher.
Yeah.
Almost double or beyond double. Well, that looks pretty good.
Got a little bloom right here.
Yeah, it was blooming before. So you might get early tomatoes.
Early girl.
Yeah, it's just early, girl. Let's take a look at those blooms. When I picked them, they had blooms and they didn't fall off. I thought they would fall off, you know, but they didn't,
Yeah.
which is good. You know, you can take some of the swine and anchor them over here where the cattle fencing is at.
I'm good. I'm right here.
Okay, you're just gonna do that. Okay. But it's good you have them placed next to the cattle fencing. It'll be easier.
It's loose. I mean, it'll catch.
Oh, good. Having a loose one is good. You need to cut that. It's still tethered with one area there, one string. Okay, and you're going for your second one, right? Okay. Now that one there, I see that the bloom is turning yellow now.
Yeah.
So you'll get an early girl for sure, you know.
You think so?
Yeah, I think you're gonna get an early tomato. But we're doing this for fun, not so much as what's gonna be on the table. We're okay.
Yeah, it's always for fun. If it isn't fun, I'm not gonna do it.
Well, you know, it takes care because you gotta water them, because our summers here are very dry and hot. So if you're gonna have a garden like this one, a container garden, you're gonna need to continue to take care of it and water it. And occasionally you might even have to move your buckets away from the straight sun, because they can get really, really hot here, over 100 degrees. It's nice and breezy today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we can go back to Tortugas Mountain. I do want to see if the wild plants there, especially the wild prickly pear, if they're going to be blooming. I like to see the prickly pear and other plants, desert plants, bloom naturally in the open, you know. Although we have prickly pear plants over here, cactus plants in the hill, and we can see them bloom also. But it looks different out there in the wild, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Are they blooming on the hill?
I'm gonna go look. Okay, I'm gonna go look. Are you finished here? I think you are, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm done here.
Okay, let me go move to the hill now. Here's the prickly pear cactus we have here on our hill. This one we got not from the wild, but we had a restaurant that we used to walk in front of, and one of the leaves of the cactus fell on the sidewalk, and we picked that one up and put it in our hill, and they actually proliferated, so which was great. And here you can see that they have new ears on them, and also here you can see that there are buds now forming, and here's one early bud over here. Did you say you have pine trees up there? You mean the dead ones?
Yeah.
You can cut them down if you want. If not,
Walk up there and cut them down. I got the tool for it.
okay, well, you can cut them down if you want.
Or I can leave them for the birds to land on.
Just leave them.
All right.
The birds can get away from the cats that way, you know. I'm rooting for the birds, although the cats are here, and we're friends of the cats, but it's good to have birds, but not to be eaten though. I don't like to see the cats get them. They have food and water. They have no reason to hunt, but they do have hunting instinct, but I don't want to encourage them in terms of feeding the birds, so we're not feeding the birds. Okay, up above the hill there's a hill in there that has the service road, or one service road. Here's on the right side, here's a prickly pear cactus plant, and this one is in the open, so you can see that this one's exposed to more sun, and from up there I could actually see the buds, and they should be very, very colorful when it opens up. But this prickly pear cactus is directly exposed to the sun. And we'll go in the wilds and see how they fare over there. They probably will look better up there because our property here has a lot of shade because of the trees.
And it's growing off to the right as well.
Which cat is this one going up the hill? Looks like Mickey. See, I told you he goes up the hill. He goes.
Path.
He's got a path.
It's a true cat path.
Yeah, that's a path. You know, that's where he used to go in before he came back and got to, like us back there. He used to go up here and watch the other cats.
Yeah.
But he does use your catwalk. I've seen him use that. I think that's his bathroom. He goes up there. Now here's Mama Millie to the right, and Mama Millie's younger kitten, Brownie, which is up here close. There's a bird up there. They are nesting on that cypress tree up there. The cats can't get them because they can't climb the cypress, and also put some netting underneath so it will discourage the cats from getting up there. It's a bit windy, so this is not shake on my part with the camera. It's basically the wind. Okay, you're asking if those are imposters. No, they aren't. They're actually black-eyed Susans.
Well, the leaves look different. They're V-shaped.
They're actually that way when they're very fat, and that one's fat and mature.
And
those are all black-eyed Susans. I think that's what they look like when they're mature. They're ready to bloom. They're probably gonna bloom. You might have to tie them into that stick as well later on.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. So we're done with the garden for today because it is late in the afternoon. I just wanted some footage of your early plants before the season's over. It's good to have a beginning one.